For years, I couldn't get this knot to work for me no matter what type of yarn I tried. It just would not stay in. So I gave up on it until now. I finally figured out what I was doing wrong. So today I want to show you the simple key to making sure that this knot stays in place. First, I'll show you how it's done, and then I'll break it down into the easy steps. Take the 2 strands of yarn that you want to join together. You can do this with your left hand or your right hand, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that the yarn that you're going to wrap around is facing the outside. That way they won't get knotted together. Pinch the 2 tails between your thumb and your forefinger. And now you're going to wrap that yarn around your thumb and behind those 2 tails. You can just do the one time, or you can do 2 wraps. Let's do 2. Notice I'm not going around the finger, just the thumb and the yarn. And now for the final wrap, we're just going to go in front of those 2 tails. Next, fold the tails in and tuck it between your finger and your forefinger. And now we're going to pull on this strand of yarn to tighten these loops. 1 and 2. Pull nice and tight. And there's your thumb knot. Like I said, you can do this with 1 wrap if you like. Again, take the tails and pinch them between your thumb and forefinger. Wrap the yarn around your thumb and behind those 2 tails. And then instead of wrapping for a second time, just go over and in front of those 2 tails. And fold those 2 tails in, tuck them in, holding onto them with your thumb and forefinger. Same thing, pull the strand and tighten. And then clip the excess if you like. So breaking this down into steps, I take one of the strands and place it in my hand, pinching onto the tail. I kind of hold onto that strand with my fingers. I bring in the second one, the one that I'm going to be wrapping with, making sure it's towards me. And now I just take it and wrap it. No magic here. And then if I want to do a second wrap, I make sure that it goes in front of the one I just made. Okay. I take that yarn and go over the 2 tails, and I hold it in place with my finger just to give it a little bit of tension. Fold everything in. Doing the best I can to get it tucked in so I can hold it with my thumb. But here's the key. This is the most important bit. As you're tightening these around that little fold there, you want to make sure that those ties are going in front of this fold, not behind. So I'm pulling. There's my fold. And there are my other tails. Right? Another tip with this when you're doing it is your loops are going to smoothly pull across. If you're having any kind of resistance, you're probably not going to have success with it. You know you're doing it right if they just smoothly pull. So that's all there is to it. Again, you can do it with your left hand or your right hand. You can do 1 wrap or 2 wraps around the thumb, completely up to you. Just make sure that when you're pulling the loop, it goes in front of that fold, not behind it. My success rate has gone through the roof ever since I realized that this was my issue, and now I really love this knot. But what is really important here is to use your own discretion with this knot or any knot. Give it a good test by pulling on it and digging your nail into it. The last thing I want to do is encourage you to use something that comes out and ruins your hard work. So Do the testing, use it for things that you're keeping around the house so you can monitor it, and if you have any doubts, then just leave the tails in and then just crochet around them. That's always a great option. And if you have a project where you don't want to use a knot, then I would recommend that you watch this video where I show you 3 different ways that you can join your yarn without a knot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.